Welcome to Punk's Talk Wrestling! On this episode, we had absolutely nothing planned, so we're just gonna talk about what's been happening the last 2 weeks in WWE, where we think they're going with the draft and beyond. We also discuss our issues with online etiquette, and we fantasize about what's next for the modern day Maharaja, Jinder Mahal! I am R.W. Hellborn, the PA Rock Prince, hailing quote-unquote from Philly! And I am one half of the crown. That's the crown that's always on top, which is one half of your Punk's Talk Wrestling Inter-Universal Tag Team Podcast Champion hosts of the world. Now, then, and forever by my side, 3,500 miles away in London, England. He is my tag team podcast partner. He is the other half of the crown, which is always on top as your Punk's Talk Wrestling Inter-Universal Tag Team Podcast Champion hosts of the world, Mr. Did You Know, Sir King of Reels, the proper prick, CJ Newman!
I presume he's still going. It's hard to tell. I can't actually, on these calls, I can't hear if he's still screaming, shouting. I heard a weird sound. That was such a weird sound.
Yeah.
Did you know that the first ever King of the Ring tournament was held in 1985, was not a televised event, and it was held in Foxborough, Massachusetts, at the Gillette Stadium, formerly known as the I've lost the page. So it doesn't matter what it was called, but an old stadium. It was held in the stadium, which I didn't know myself. The first ever winner of the King of the Ring was Don Morocco beating the Iron Sheik in the final.
Look at that! Look at Sheiky Baby being in the finals.
There were 22 winners of the King of the Ring tournament over the years, from 1985 to 2021. Obviously, we're taking a few years off here and there, but I need you, and you have 1 minute, to name 10 former Kings of the Ring. In 3, 2, 1, go.
Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
No.
Yeah, Hacksaw Jim Duggan absolutely won it. I distinctly remember him wearing one of the King of the Ring crowns, but he might have stolen it from King Haku.
No.
It could have been Bret Hart. There's Bret Hart again. There's obviously there's last year's Xavier Woods. There's Owen Hart. Yep. Owen Hart had one. How many was that?
That's 3.
That's 3. Triple H.
Yep.
Jerry the King Lawler.
Nope.
He was a king.
He was a king, but he wasn't King of the Ring.
King Harley Race.
Yep.
Macho King Randy Savage, of course.
Yep. 20 more seconds.
King Mabel.
Yep.
And there was
three more.
There was
three
also
more.
King Kong Bundy.
10 seconds.
King Kong Bundy.
Nope.
Was a king.
No, he wasn't.
It's in his name.
It's in his name. And you're out of time.
How many was that total?
You got 3 more left.
I got 3 more left out of 22 total.
Yeah.
There's a lot. There was a lot of kings that I missed.
There's a lot of kings you missed.
I really think Hacksaw Jim Duggan won King of the Ring.
He was not a King of the Ring.
Someone somewhere has got to be able to find this. I'm gonna put Danny the Brain Bauman on this because he can find anything, as we'll find out later. There has got to be. I have a distinct memory in my brain of Hacksaw Jim Duggan with the 2x4 over his shoulder and the king crown on his head with his doing the ho with the thumbs up and the tongue out. I got to find out what that's from.
Okay, so I've found a picture, and I've literally found a picture of him sitting on a throne with Big John Studd handing him the crown, with Mean Gene Okerlund reading a scroll.
Oh, did he win it I think he won it in a match. I'm pretty sure there was a time where you could actually like put your king, the King of the Ring title on the line.
Right. Okay.
That might be it. That might be what I'm thinking. So he didn't win the tournament. Anyway, who else was on the list?
Would you like me to give you the full list?
Do it. Let's go.
Don Morocco, Harley Race, Randy Savage, Ted DiBiase, Tito Santana, Bret Hart, Owen Hart, Mabel, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Hunter Hearst Helmsley, Ken Shamrock, Billy Gunn, Kurt Angle, Edge, Brock Lesnar, Booker T, William Regal, Sheamus, Bad News Barrett, Baron Corbin, and Xavier Woods.
Damn, there's a lot of... Yeah, I totally forgot some of those guys, like Brock Lesnar winning it.
The one here that I really don't remember is Ken Shamrock.
Yeah.
That's one that just doesn't
ring a bell.
No, but he did win it in '98. Who the fuck gave a fuck about the King of the Ring?
Yeah,
actually,
that's the
you know what happened? You know what happened at the 1998 King of the Ring? Fucking Undertaker versus Mankind in a Hell in a Cell match.
So that's why
no one remembers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the King of the Ring tournament was not. Which shout out to the Ring General Gunther. First of all, for his new logo. Fuck, man, put that Ring General logo on a sleeveless hooded tank top t-shirt for me.
Jam, isn't it?
WWE put more designs on the sleeveless hoodies. Dude, like I won't.
You got to talk to Fanatics, man. That's what you got.
Fucking
to
Fanatics, man. Fanatics, start listening. Put designs on sleeveless hoodie t-shirts. You gotta fucking do it. Stop. Give me what I want, Fanatics. Give me what I want.
Every week. Every single week.
Anyhow.
How's about we talk about wrestling? You got notes for an episode where we don't know what we're talking about.
Well, yeah, I have just some notes to talk about.
How about that? You're a professional.
We're trying to be.
This podcast has changed you.
Just a little bit, just barely. I don't know. Both of us completely forgot to watch.
Man, that it
2027
completely skipped my mind.
Oh, there we go.
And in a week, we chose that just Backlash specifically because it had Jinder on it, and then this past week, Jinder Mahal was released.
Yeah.
Let's just get into it. Yeah. With that.
Because that's the first thing that was on my list is
right.
The releases, and specifically Jinder Mahal. There's always releases after WrestleMania. There have been for years. It's always and everybody everybody forgets about
this time around, but there always
everybody kind of forgets about it because it's the week after WrestleMania, and only this is definitely one of the an already wrestling fans kind of topic.
Yeah, there was. This is not to discredit anyone that got released, but like the people that got released are, they're people that have been tried and tested on TV quite a lot, especially with Indus Sher and Xia Li.
Yeah,
like they'd been trialed and tested quite a few times, and as they say with anyone that's brought into the main roster, like if your crowd reaction is not a cheer or a boo and it's just kind of silence, then that's a problem. And I feel like with the names besides Jinder, because I don't believe he was released on that basis.
No.
but with the case with everyone else, I think that was it. It was just like they weren't getting, it wasn't working.
Yeah,
basically.
and this is, and I'm glad you brought up Xia Li specifically, because I know she was one of the ones that I specifically saw a lot of people talking about in the sense of WWE really dropped the ball on them, and it's like no, they didn't drop the ball on anyone. These people,
I wouldn't say
these
so.
people did not connect with the fans. Like, you weren't, nobody was buying Xia Li merch. If all these people who claimed to be Xia Li fans were buying Xia Li merch and had Xia Li signs and were online talking about Xia Li enough that they got other people interested in her. Like, there is always this, and I know we're gonna get shit for this from certain fans, or may even lose some listeners if that's possible. If people care enough to listen to this and get mad about it, but like, there is always this constant like sense that from certain fans that it's always the company's fault that the person I like didn't get over. And it's just not the case. Like, there are so many other factors involved. The fans didn't react to it. The Triple H comment that gets a lot of heat about the people that can't do this and can't work this schedule. It's a really fucking tough schedule. That's what it is.
It's a tough job.
It's an extremely difficult job, and it's not always fair. And it's not always good, and there are people that just can't do it. And I think, honestly, I think WWE got far more out of Xia Li than they actually intended. She did a lot of great work in putting over other people. Like,
yeah, for sure.
It's just there's nothing bad about the person. There's nothing bad about the work they did. There's nothing bad about who they are. It's just nobody's buying it. And if they're not buying it, this idea that getting let go from WWE is some big slight, and how dare they? This isn't the end of my career because I got let go. This is my opportunity to do other things elsewhere because I love doing this.
These people are given many opportunities with different gimmicks, and if you keep trying to give someone something and none of it works, then it's just like time to just cut ties.
Look at Jinder's response to it. Jinder Mahal, again, is a perfect example of what you do. Take to social media, let everybody know, hey man, middle fingers in the air. I'm still coming for what I want.
Yeah.
And look at all the outpour. Look at all the instant reaction. It is exactly what you want to be doing.
Yeah.
What
were you going to say about this reel?
Oh, what I was going to say about the reel. I was just going to look up the actual count.
I see.
Yeah, hold on. Let's see. The actual real-time reel count, 42.4 thousand plays with 1,403 likes, 80 comments, and 145 saves. That's pretty good. That's pretty fucking good.
Yeah. I mean,
32,890 accounts reached.
Yeah. But the good thing is, like, this comment section, like, every comment we received was a positive one. And if it wasn't positive, it was, maybe they're not a fan of Cody, but that's okay. You don't have to be a fan of Cody. But nothing was said was horrible.
It's also, and it is also, it's on us. Part of the responsibility is on us as podcasters and content creators, which we are now. I guess we fall under that category.
I guess so.
We're creating content, so we're content creaters. Hashtag.
Yeah, that's true.
Hashtag we're creating content, so we're content creators. No, what I was extremely veering off into several tangents to get to was, this is a perfect segue into our new segment from Danny the Brain called Danny the Brain Care to Explain, where Danny the Brain Bauman explains something about something. We'll have a better intro with that. We might come up with a better one now. But this
I
reel,
like that though.
The
He
fact
explained
that,
something about something.
So the fact that this reel became popular again called out the fact that why the fuck was John Cena just laying on the ramp? Like a number of comments were just like, why is John Cena just laying there? So
it's great. As the video starts, he's laying there.
He's just laying there, and it
drunkenly stumbles through the curtain.
And it took a long time until this reel got relevant again, because this was back from February. This is again perfect proof that it's not always about the instant. It's not always about right now, immediately.
The instant gratification.
It's about building off of something. This reel,
slow burn, baby.
This reel randomly, Mr. Did you know you're the one that found this, and it just happened to be because this week 11 years ago it was just random shit with people that were involved in this year's WrestleMania. It's now our highest rated everything reel, and it got us to this bit. Yeah. As long as I can actually get us to this bit, it will get us to this bit. I probably have enough that I can cut that out. Anyway, here's the new bit called Danny the Brain Care to Explain.
So there's been a lot of talk now about this video circulating from 2013 where a mustachioed Cody Rhodes comes down to the ring and confronts The Rock and wants to see the new WWE Championship. But there's also been now a few questions of people asking, well, John Cena could be seen laying out cold on the rampway as Cody was coming down to the ring, which was a master sell by Mr. Cena himself. What had happened was when the new title was revealed, CM Punk grabbed the old title, hit The Rock with it, and also then hit Cena with the old WWE title. So Cena is actually selling the effects of that title shot from CM Punk, and that's why he can be seen laying out cold as Cody comes down the ramp to confront The Rock.
You good there, buddy?
Yeah, I'm good there. I'm good. I'm fired up. I'm fired up today. It's been a hell of a week.
This whole Bloodline situation is pretty interesting. So we've got, obviously, I don't think we've really spoken about it on the pod yet, but with Tama Tonga has arrived.
No, yeah, we have not. I don't think we've officially said his name on.
Yeah, we haven't
the podcast.
even mentioned
Tama
him
Tonga
at all,
has arrived.
So anyone doesn't know who Tama Tonga is, he is spent majority of his career in New Japan Pro Wrestling, and I guess a little bit of Ring of Honor. He was one of the original members of the original Bullet Club back in the day, like 10 plus years ago, I guess.
And who else were the original members of that?
AJ Styles, Carl Anderson, and Luke Gallows. So there you go.
There you go.
And Bad Luck Fale, but he's still in New Japan.
Oh wait. And Anderson and Gallows are on NXT still.
They're
right
in NXT, yeah. They're still
right
in the
now.
WWE. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Tama Tonga. Tama Tonga's up on the main roster. You know, pretty cool that he got put straight onto the main roster, but he is a seasoned vet. He doesn't need to be spending any time in NXT.
Yeah, this is one of those because you need that. You needed that shocking reveal. I mean, the same Solo got his NXT work in, and
because he needed it. He was very fresh to the business at the time.
Yeah,
you know. But bringing up Tama Tonga, and then obviously we've got this weird thing now where a few weeks removed from WrestleMania, and I feel the fact that they gave Roman this extremely long title run and he's lost it to Cody, it like immediately made him face. And now I think people now have a high respect for Roman Reigns. And obviously last week we saw Sikoa and Paul Heyman in the ring, and that we had we want Roman chants. And I think
it's beautiful.
There's a lot of questions to be asked here, because like obviously there's talks of tribal chiefs and stuff like that, and like who is the tribal chief right now? Because it obviously isn't Roman Reigns. Every time Paul Heyman goes to call Roman on his phone, Solo's grabbed the phone out of his hand and like crushed it under his foot.
Well, but yes, you're exactly right. This does beg the question. There is no question. There is no question. Roman Reigns is still the tribal chief. The tribal chiefdom was not.
Well, who's the tribal chief to Tama Tonga and Solo Sikoa? That's the question.
Roman Reigns is the tribal chief. Roman Reigns is still the tribal chief to everyone, including anyone in their bloodline.
But that's not who Solo and Tama Tonga are mentioning. They're talking about the tribal chief.
Are they? Well, they might be talking about a usurper. Yeah, it's hard to know. It's hard to know. Just because they're talking about the tribal chief doesn't mean they're not talking about Roman Reigns. Just because Paul Heyman doesn't know what's going on.
I don't think that's how they're playing this. I don't know. Here's my pitch.
Here's the pitch. Pitch it. Give me the pitch.
A little behind the curtain.
Proper pricks.
The only behind the curtain bit.
Proper pricks pitch.
They've recently signed another guy called Jacob Fatu. He is obviously part of the Samoan family. He's mainly wrestled in MLW. Mm-hmm. I've been a mega big fan of his for years. He is fucking phenomenal. He is an incredible Samoan drop, incredible moonsault, big dude as well. Like really impressive. But that's
pitch, Haku's son, right?
No, Haku's son is Tama Tonga.
Oh, Tama Tonga is Haku's son, right?
Yeah, there's a new guy, another guy called Jacob Fatu. Now it seems like they have signed him to a contract, but yeah, Jacob Fatu's been signed. The idea is now if you look, I'm pretty sure that Solo has denounced Roman as the tribal chief. He did say that losing has consequences. And he's also acting, I mean, he's dressing up in suits. He's not letting Paul Heyman call Roman Reigns. I think that the route they're going down here is that Solo, it's either one of two things.
Oh, it's Rikishi. It's Rikishi's
other
kid. It could be,
but yeah.
No, it is.
It could
I
be.
looked it up.
Oh, it is Rikishi's other. Okay,
cool. Yeah. I just looked it up while you're talking.
Oh, cool. So it could be either that Solo is taking on the role. He perceives he's taking on the role as tribal chief because Jay's left. They kicked Jimmy out, and it looks like we got two different bloodlines here now. And I believe we've got the old bloodline, and what I believe we're going to end up getting to by summertime is we're going to have Roman Reigns return and reunite with Jimmy and Jay, and it would be the old bloodline versus the new bloodline of Solo Sikoa, Tama Tonga, and Jacob Fatu.
Oh, I can.
So it would be a new bloodline versus old bloodline. We got new old bloodline, which was like destructive but like thoughtful in their actions, or we got this new bloodline who are vicious.
Well,
like ramming Kevin Owens' car with their car and dragging him out a bloody mess. And this is
the consequence. Well, this is also the consequences of the bloodline's actions for allowing things to get out of control. This is what happens when Roman loses control. But the initial question, the original question is, who's the tribal chief? The tribal chief is Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns is still the tribal chief. No one has formally challenged him for the mantle of tribal chief. Therefore, he is still the tribal chief. Now, Solo Sikoa may be acting like he's the new tribal chief, but he is not until he takes that.
Oh yeah, of course.
Claim.
But what would be very interesting is, well, how about this, which is another part of my little pitch here.
Yeah.
We're obviously going to wind up at The Rock versus Roman Reigns. It's inevitable. It will happen.
We could because The Rock was also been pretty brutal too.
Yeah, so what if the new tribal chief, according to Solo and Tama Tonga, is The Rock? The person they're answering to is The Rock. And that would line up with the fact that The Rock was being vicious, making people bleed. And it's exactly what these Solo and Tama Tonga have been doing.
Yep, we're on to something here. We're the pulse. We've got this.
So I think this new Bloodline is a lot more vicious and here to just cause pain, basically. Whereas the old Bloodline was more, methodic, and they thought about what they did, and they were, they were there to collect gold, essentially.
Also,
prove that they were the best.
Yeah. Also, they've reestablished their true heel status. Whereas there were still people, even though Roman and Jimmy with Solo together were heels, they were just so over and also loved, and they weren't the true diabolical, nasty heels that the original Bloodline was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love to see it. Either way, this is the beauty. Either way, we are both in agreement. We're headed towards a Bloodline civil war.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of had that before with with Jimmy and Jay and stuff like that, but this is really like
it's and Jimmy's exile by Solo is certainly a good how do we say it? It's going to be good seeing the Usos as Raw Tag Team Champs again. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, and also I guess a question that could be posed is, right, well, how do you get Roman back together with Jimmy and Jay? Well, it's quite simple. Roman, with the way they're building characters these days, Roman could take some time off and grow a bit of humility and realize, wow, I really did become an egotistical prick while I had that championship. I clearly thought I was the be-all, end-all, the best in the world. And it looks like
he
wasn't invincible.
He is.
Yeah, he was. But as in, he wasn't invincible. He can be beaten.
Yeah.
And that gives him a bit of humility. His
Imagine
character
that.
won't have to change. His character won't have to change too much, but he can, have at least be like, okay.
Loss always changes a person,
That's right.
It's just like,
and then he can look around and be like, what did I lose in this situation? I've lost my family because of myself. So he can mend with Jimmy, which maybe won't be as hard, but then all you need is this new Bloodline to be beating down Jimmy and Roman, and Jay comes out for the save, and then you've got then you can reunite them. That's it.
Yeah. There's definitely going to be.
There's ways you can do it.
There's so that, and again, that's the beauty of it too. There's so many ways you can do it. We can sit and run around and
exactly,
and think about all the scenarios.
But the great thing is, we're 3.5 years into this fucking Bloodline story, and it's still going, and it's still intriguing.
It just got a whole new, fresh,
fresh coat of paint,
fresh coat of paint,
fresh characters to it. You can keep this going forever with the amount of Samoans you can keep adding. So
like a prance through a fire sprinkler, through like a lawn sprinkler. It's like just a nice, refreshing. Wake up, on a bright spring day. This new Bloodline stuff is wonderful. Other than that, SmackDown, we've got a lot of let's see what's gonna happen.
Yeah, we'll see what AJ Styles is now the #1 contender for Cody Rhodes Championship.
Yeah, that's happening at Backlash.
And did you know this will be the first time ever?
Digibonus right here.
Digibonus right here. This will be the first time in history that AJ Styles and Cody Rhodes have ever faced each other. So much so that AJ Styles has actually faced Dusty Rhodes in TNA years ago.
Yeah,
this match has never happened.
Yep.
So this is a first right here.
This is a first. Cool. There was another first. There was another first this time on Raw. Last night on Raw was Sheamus versus Nakamura.
Yeah, that's crazy.
First time ever.
It's weird that they've never crossed paths.
Yeah. Just to circle back to that whole Sheamus issue too. Yeah. Because it came up. Because again, comments have been seen. Comments have been made. I just want to clear my stance on this whole thing was I appreciate the fact that WWE was not afraid to confront the poor behavior of people online. And it seems to, and for whatever reason, seems to be misinterpreted as, yeah, they made fun of his weight. That's really shocking. And I'm like, no, it's not about being shocking. It's about subtly instilling proper values in people by having the heel character say mean things to the face character and for people to boo it, especially kids. And like this is one of those things where you're not putting yourself in the perspective of anyone else when you're thinking that's just stupid and whatever. It's not even edgy. It's dumb. And like, it's not for you. That's not about you. That's about the dudes with the 8-year-old kids watching who are like, oh yeah, don't make fun of people for their weight, or don't make fun of people for their appearance, or especially don't, demean someone because they're not at the level that they used to be. Like there's a lot of things that you could take away from that, just that moment of it. And I mean, funny enough, Drew McIntyre, we kind of commented on his jab at CM Punk the other week before Mania with the, it's funny to see Drew McIntyre sort of this moral compassy character.
Yeah, he is a moral compass character, but he's also getting all of his digs from...
He's also getting all of his digs.
Basically,
and it's
getting them from Twitter, basically.
And he's using them effectively. Like,
yeah, exactly. He's not just... Yeah, he's using them well.
And it's and for him, it's a perfect combination of... Yeah, he's kind of a dick about these things, but he's also right. There's nothing, he's also really right. And I understand, like, he's playing this character of the whiny complainer while also, like, being the teaching people not to, like, it's exactly what he's doing. He's teaching people how not to be.
Exactly.
And so many people are just don't want to see it that way. And sorry, man, like, I choose to take something good from that and see the benefit of what it is to other people. It doesn't have to be an argument. You don't have to say dumb shit in response to it, proving that you really should be paying closer attention to this thing. Like, anyway, that's it for that. I'm right. Other people are wrong. What else is new? What else is new?
Yeah, we got. I mean,
on to the next thing. What is the next thing on your
what's the
list?
next thing on? Well, I was going to mention the Chad Gable situation.
Yeah, let's talk about Chad Gable.
That's going to be interesting. It's obviously going to lead to something I always love in professional wrestling, and that is when someone in a team or in a tag team or whatever is getting mistreated by a member, and then basically the old Virgil trick. So you get basically one member of the team just completely being mistreated and abused.
Yeah,
and then eventually one day that person turns around and smacks that guy in the face. Basically, that's what's going to happen with Otis and Gable here.
Oh,
and
for sure. I mean,
I can't wait.
Well, he's a pretty big dick to everybody at this point.
Yeah. He had choice words for everyone in the Alpha Academy.
But again, he's doing it so he's blending that line, because immediately after he did it, he's like, "But isn't that what you guys signed up for? Like, didn't you guys sign up for me to beat you into shape?"
Yeah, well, he was. Well, this is the thing. Like, heels these days, since Triple H has taken over. It's not like it used to be as basic as like, oh, guy attacked a face, that means he's a heel now. Like, it's not just that black and white anymore. Like, Gable, like, these heels actually have like good parts to them. I think it's basically showing you, just like with everyone, not everyone is true. Like Aleister Black's old theme used to say, no one is truly good, no one is truly evil.
I can't wait to hear that theme song again. Oh, it's gonna be so great to see, to see him
it's
rise
gonna happen
up
at some point.
Of
I really
course
can't
it
wait for
is.
that.
Of course it will.
But
yeah.
But these heels, like, they're not just truly just nothing but bad. Like, they've got parts of them that are still good, but like, it's basically a man that's been pressed and pushed and pushed, with losing in front of his own family, and then for Sammy to be celebrating with his, he just got bitter, and he's now taking it out on his friends because he's not gotten what he wanted. So
yeah, and we mentioned this last week, and I think probably before that too. They're all really well thought out moral compasses for themselves, like their own moral codes are driving their characters. That's why you get these more subtle and nuanced parts to them, and why it works so well. Like, because I guess, and I guess maybe it's because a lot of people, maybe because they are missing a lot of it, or it's just they're not thinking about how much detail is being put into it.
Yeah.
They know they like it. Yeah, you don't have to. I guess you don't really have to. You don't have to think as deeply into it as we might be doing it. But it's good. It's just great to see. It's great to see that they're all being they're all getting all the opportunities they can. Like, the people that are shining are the ones that have been put through the ringer, and they have gone through bad gimmicks, and they've gone through a bunch of shit.
Shorty G.
Yeah. You want to talk about? I'm sorry, Chad Gable got through that shit. Shorty G was Chad Gable's Stardust, and I loved Shorty G as much as I love Stardust because I knew what it was. Because I knew it wasn't the end result. Like, what you are right now is not who you're going to be forever, and that's what we're seeing so much of with these longer term storylines.
Well, I'll tell you what, we've got one more question about Raw for you, and then I've got one more question in general, which would be quite interesting. First of all, not a question, but obviously Becky Lynch won the vacant Women's World Championship, which I think was a good choice. I mean, I saw a few people complaining about the fact it was Becky Lynch again. I'm like, yeah, sure, but the next viable threat, I think, after Rhea Ripley was Becky Lynch. She's a veteran. She's, it kind of made sense. So she won it in a battle royal, and now everyone kind of wanted Liv or someone like that to win the title. But if Liv does end up winning the championship, it makes much more sense for her to actually win it in a match with Becky Lynch than it does just winning it in a random battle royal. I think it would mean much more. It would a big win in a pay-per-view against someone like Becky Lynch, who's a bona fide star. That is going to put Liv Morgan on the map more than it would just winning a fucking battle royal on Monday Night Raw.
Just remember, this injury was unexpected, which means they had a long-term storyline built, and this can easily be Liv versus Becky now, because it was because they were working on Liv versus Rhea.
Yeah,
it's just Liv versus Becky now, and she's got just as much hatred and revenge for her now more than ever, because she was the one that eliminated her.
Right, exactly.
Liv's got her new target to focus on.
There's places you can go from here for sure.
There's nothing wrong with that, and that's exactly what she needs. She needs to beat someone for the title. Anybody else that would have won that title in that battle royal, it would have been a paper win. It would because you didn't actually. There is no story there, and everything is a story. They put it back on Becky because they had to put it back on someone to get beaten.
Yeah, you need to put it on. Exactly. Someone that's worth getting beaten.
She only has it so the next person can beat her.
It's just like, when Becky won the NXT championship, she didn't have to, but it added value when someone did actually beat her.
It made it so much more important. Yeah, it made Lyra Valkyria important. It made her name. It made it a lot better. It made much more sense. It made everybody look better because one, Becky Lynch winning it from Tiffany Stratton. Right?
Yeah.
That's who she beat.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Put all eyes on Tiffany. Look at where she is.
Yeah,
right
I mean,
now.
she ended SmackDown last week.
Yeah.
So this is a lot.
So there you go. That's why you put the belt on Becky.
There you go.
You put the belt on Becky because the person who beats Becky becomes the star. That
exactly.
They proved it.
It's the bigger picture. It's just. It's the longer term,
and it's
situation.
okay. And the best thing here is this is where people's voices actually do matter in a sense. Like you can say, I wanted Liv Morgan to win. It's good because they want Liv Morgan to be champion too, and they want to see people say it should have been Liv.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
But discrediting Becky in the process is bullshit. It's dumb. It's not. It's pointless. And you don't need to do it because that doesn't make you better. It doesn't make you right. It just makes you sound bitter and angry. I'll never understand it. I'll never understand that mentality. So that Becky, I'm happy. Congratulations, Becky. Said, what is this now? 7-time?
God, I'd have to look that up.
I think it's 7.
Sure,
it was either 7 or 9.
Yeah, it's quite a few.
Either way, fuck yeah,
Yeah.
And she does deserve it. She deserves to hold that. She does deserve to hold that version of that championship as well.
Yeah, and here we were thinking she was going to be taking time off and going on a fucking book
we
tour,
got
and
worked,
now she's
man.
world champion.
We got so worked. I love to see it.
Yeah.
Completely unexpected. I didn't even know she was going to be in that match until I thought she was done.
Well, same. Me too.
Yeah.
My other question is...
She probably was. She probably was done. And they
were like, oh, shit,
we need you back. We need you back for another 2 months. Pause the book tour.
My other question for you is, in a few weeks' time, is the draft for 2024.
Yeah.
And I don't know, what do you see coming out of this? Like, where do you see people going or what? I mean, it's super hard to tell. I mean, anyone could end up anywhere, but what do you reckon about the championships? Do you see what I'm hoping for myself, actually, real quick, is that a few ground rules would be set before this year's draft. And I think if anyone's going to be good at doing that, it's going to be Triple H. Because he seems to actually stick to the things that he sets. And it would be nice to have a ruling where the championships stay where they are. So the championships and the people holding them stay on the shows that they're meant to be on.
Yeah, I think they need to do that this time as well. The champions should be exempt from the draft.
Yeah, because especially with the World Championship, is aesthetically looks like the tag team championships, which looks like the women. They all kind of look like one another. Same with the championships on SmackDown. If you're moving them around,
the titles on SmackDown look nothing like each other.
Oh yeah, no,
right
you're
now.
right. You're right. Sorry.
But I think we're gonna see. I think the point
I do feel like this being Triple H's first draft, really properly. I feel like, I don't know, some sort of. I feel like it just needs to be slightly different. I don't know what that is. Mm-hmm. I can't think of what that could be, but I just feel like something about this draft needs to be ever so slightly different to what we've experienced in the past.
I feel here. So talking about what we think is going to happen. I think we're going to get a real big shakeup of the Judgment Day. I think that I want to say Dom gets drafted to Raw or Dom gets drafted to SmackDown.
It depends if they make the ruling, because in the past they've made rulings that factions are allowed to be drafted as wholes, just like
as
tag
a whole,
teams.
But that they're able to be, but maybe they don't want to be.
Maybe, yeah. Well, the reason I don't want them touched is because I really want the breakup of the Judgment Day to be a storyline. I don't want it to just end with a draft. I really want something to come of it. Because for that to just fizzle out like that so quickly would be a shame after like being together like 2 or 3 years.
That's the thing. It doesn't have to be the breakup of the Judgment Day through the draft.
Yeah.
It's just the pause of it, and the struggle, and essentially the struggle to get back together, in order to pause the eventual self-destruction again.
Yeah,
like it would only be for that. I could see to put a pin in it and allow some other storylines to unfold, or to try some new things and see how they work.
That this week on Raw, Finn Balor was nowhere to be found, and it would be really interesting to see next week if they make a thing of that, because Damian Priest threw his weight around this week. Obviously there was a lot of mentions of him being the leader of the Judgment Day.
Yeah,
and it would be interesting. You know, and obviously he said to JD and Dom, like, you know, I don't need you guys, but you need me. It would be interesting to see Finn next week be like, do you think the same about me?
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
We're definitely in the power struggle.
For sure.
Power struggle time now. You know, I'm looking through the roster real quick, and anybody, like, they could do just about anything. If they want to fast track, I don't know if they're going to fast track the Bloodline Civil War, or if they're going to let that simmer for a bit, but easily
let that shit cook. Slow cook.
Yeah, I don't think they're taking Jey Uso off of Raw yet.
No.
No, we still got it. By the way, I came up with the greatest idea. WWE is going to sit on a gold mine here when they get Jey Uso's signature breakfast cereal, Yeeties. Hashtag eat your Yeeties. Came up with that this afternoon. Triple H,
that's good.
I know you're bugging.
I mean, that's good
I
shit.
know you're bugging us. So WWE, you're welcome. You can roll that out whenever you want. Get your Yeeties WWE breakfast cereal from.
Speaking of Yeet, I got my fucking Yeet t-shirt today.
You did get your Yeet t-shirt, yes.
Hell fucking
nice.
Yeah, I did. I'm so happy with it. And real quick, it's my first t-shirt that's branded with the Fanatics logo on the collar, not the WWE logo.
Interesting.
Because Fanatics now make their merch, and I gotta say, that's a good t-shirt right there. That feels good.
Yeah,
that's good stuff.
I'm looking forward to. I can tell you the WrestleMania shirt that I got at WrestleMania. Yeah, hands down, it's my second favorite shirt that I've got next to the shirt that I'm wearing currently, the raspberry soft style Becky Lynch the Man t-shirt in recognition and congratulations to once again 7-time women's champion Becky Lynch.
Very good.
Anyway, back to the draft.
I could see potentially Jay. Like, all of me wants to see Jay win the world title. I know it's not going to happen, but I will be fully supporting him to win that championship at Backlash. But I unfortunately don't see it happening. But
I can see. So back to your Gable versus Otis thing. I could see them pulling out some of the people from Alpha Academy. If they draft Akira Tozawa and Maxine Dupree.
Yeah, then you could just leave Otis and Gable.
It's just Otis and Gable left.
That could work.
Which is how they started.
Exactly, that's the original Alpha Academy. I was going to make mention of that earlier, and I completely forgot.
Yeah, and then Tozawa
I would love
and Dupree
to see I would love to see a kind of brand new version of Team Angle where you'd have the Creed brothers and Chad Gable.
Oh, dude, I totally could see that coming.
That would be so good.
Yeah, I could totally see that coming, and it's an easy write. You know, it's story
super,
writes
yeah.
itself. Plus,
easy.
Plus giving both Tozawa can go wherever he wants and do whatever he wants.
He's in that R-Truth department. You can do anything.
People love him. People love him enough that they always cheer. They always cheer when they see Tozawa. We're definitely Team Tozawa. Love seeing him. You know.
Yeah, and Maxine's super early in her career, and you could do a lot with her, and she's got the crowd behind her too because she's seen as a bit of a underdog newcomer situation.
Put them both. I would say put them both on SmackDown together.
Yeah.
Have Tozawa come out with Maxine and have Maxine come out for Tozawa matches. Gives them both double the airtime.
Or like a weird little love interest between them would be fucking hilarious. I think something that would be. I would vote for just a proper platonic relationship. I think that would be. I think that's what because the love interest thing is always. That's my Vince McMahon.
Yeah, that's attitude. That's a cheap attitude era thing. I think.
Yeah.
I think the proper platonic partnership. There you go. The PPPP, a secondary PPPP. Well, that's a PPP. Proper
that's a PPP,
platonic partnership.
Yeah.
Team PPP. You know, Maxine Dupree. Team PPP. With Akira Tozawa. Akira Tozawa doesn't have any P's in his name, but
he does not, unfortunately.
We could workshop this. We can workshop this.
Yeah.
You know, but I think we're onto something here. Once again, Pulse. You know, Pulse. We are.
Pulse. We are.
We are the.
But yeah, with the Judgment Day, I guess you could draft away. I don't know. I'd like to see Jey Uso go over to SmackDown where he would then be on the set because this is the thing. If you remember, he was on SmackDown and he wanted to just because all the Bloodline stuff that was going on, he wanted to leave it all behind him and start afresh, and he got drafted to Raw.
Yeah.
This now, I mean, a lot of time has passed. He could now be drafted back onto a show with the Bloodline, and it would create a whole different dynamic for him because he would be, he'd have to be back involved in the Bloodline stuff again, which he would like rather not do, but he would probably have to. What would also be interesting if Jimmy and Jay get swapped, because then it gives Jimmy a chance to thrive on his own without any of the Bloodline stuff for a little while.
Yeah, could be.
So there's that too. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm taking a quick glance at the SmackDown roster. One guy that jumps out right away, Braun Breaker.
Yeah.
Just pop him over to Raw, or I don't know. I mean, he hasn't had a lot of time to cook on SmackDown yet, but I think
no, not at all.
No, but I think having him involved in the draft is like an instant bump. It's just an instant bump up.
It doesn't matter if he stays on SmackDown, as long as his name is mentioned as one of the a draft pick.
Yeah, exactly. Because mentioning his name.
Yeah.
Is what
it makes him seem like a valuable, like they want him on the show kind of thing.
Yeah, well, and also because they just fought. I mean, they were just fighting over him.
Yeah,
originally, and to have it,
you could have Raw trying to get him back. Basically,
this is essentially. Yeah, this is a way.
Because Adam Pearce can be like, well, you did nothing with him, so we're going to do something with him.
Plus, it's a good thing. It's a good way to get the two of them, Adam Pearce and who was the other guy?
Nick Aldis.
Adam Pearce and Nick Aldis, to continue their confrontational,
right?
Frenemy relationship with pulling the guy that you wound up signing that you were fighting over. Well, I got him anyway.
Yeah. What I'd love to see as well is like, my favorite drafts there ever were the original few, where the original draft with Ric Flair and Vince McMahon, where they'd come out with podium, they'd have a Raw podium and a SmackDown podium.
Oh yeah,
and they would like go back and forth.
They would live call it
because the way they would do it now, the way they do it now is like they come out and make 5 picks and that's it. What I used to love is when both of the GMs would come out and they would go tit for tat. Like, I'm going to draft The Undertaker. And the other one goes, well, okay, well then I draft Kane, whatever. Like
they weren't.
It's like it was tit for tat.
Yeah, they weren't focusing. The last couple times that they've done it that way, they weren't focusing on the segment as a segment itself, as making it important. It was more of just we're just gonna show you who got swapped.
Yeah, here's a bunch of infographics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think they're gonna treat it. They're gonna treat it a lot more of a presentation. I mean, who knows? Maybe they'll have their own. They haven't said. Did they say whether it was going to be live on SmackDown?
Yeah, it's going to be Raw and SmackDown. I think it starts on SmackDown and finishes on Raw or something like that. One thing, the weirdest draft moment I think we ever had was a few years ago when we had Fox Network people and USA Network people sitting in like boardrooms with a bunch of like folders and papers and then like it would like now and again you'd get. It was so weird, and then you had like the weird Fox, some guy dressed up as like the Fox robot.
Yep, they were,
and it was.
They were. Oh, I love.
Or the USA guy dressed up as the USA robot or something.
No, the Fox has that because they have that for the NFL. It's the Fox NFL robot guy.
Right. Okay.
It was. I think it was kind of beautiful. It was hilarious in a way because it's sort of like their own inner company wars, like their own.
You know what? It made sense, but it was just a little bit over the top the way they were like throwing the papers around.
The way they presented it was, it certainly was a rough demo of what I think they're gonna do more this year and make it.
Yeah.
You know, they might not have Fox and USA executives talking about stuff. But I think the idea, it was a good idea. It was a great idea. It just, the execution was a little off. There wasn't enough build up to that execution because it just became a thing. It was one of those, it probably was a last minute idea. Yeah. But I'm looking at the SmackDown again. I think you could go, like you said, tit for tat kind of on that, or 1-on-1. Have Raw draft Tiffany Stratton as well. Like pull those big names right out from under them.
Another good thing as well is we got spring break in the next few weeks on NXT, which takes us up to the draft. So you've got time now to put championships on new people.
Yeah.
And that way, come for the draft, and people like Ilya Dragunov and Roxanne Perez may not have championships anymore.
Oh yeah, let's be real quick. I didn't even look at the NXT.
You know, they'll be up for the draft. You know, another thing is from Raw as well. Giovanna Vinci is been exiled from the Imperium, which is really unexpected. But I mean, I say unexpected. There were teasers of it a while back, but nothing came of it. But I guess. Here we go.
I think, it makes sense. It makes sense that they waited for this storyline until Gunther was no longer champion.
Yeah.
So that the storyline didn't get lost within Gunther's championship reign.
Yeah. I think that's a good way.
You know, they set those seeds.
So I guess, you know, you could technically bring up Dragunov to maybe join Imperium, but I don't know. I'd rather not. And I think I'd love to see Giovanna Vinci go back to his character he had in NXT. I feel like
I think so too.
That had legs to it. You know?
Yep. I could, yeah. There's a couple of people I could definitely see coming up. I don't know what they're gonna do with Ridge Holland.
Well, that's a work in progress.
Yeah,
right
that's
now.
still a work in progress. They could bring up I have a feeling they're probably gonna bring up, and they might be swapping more of the female superstars.
Yeah.
For NXT. There's a couple of guys I could see. I could see Gallus getting brought up to SmackDown or something.
That would be cool. A
new tag team.
They deserve that actually, but they've been in NXT UK for so well. They were in NXT UK before for so long, and they've been in NXT now for a long time. It's just like I think they do deserve. I think
Gallus coming up would be a good. They could be a good test for either the new Bloodline or whatever comes after the Bloodline, or for the Judgment Day. Like stable, having a little bit of a stable. There's other I mean, we've got stables all over the place. We've got.
Well, you could have like Gallus and New Catch Republic join together or something like that. Would be.
Oh man,
cool.
Yeah, anything's possible.
Yeah.
I could see, but yeah, I could see a bunch of the women swapping. I think Cadence Carter and Katana Chance. I think they're going back to NXT. They had some good exposure on the main roster, but they really haven't gotten anywhere.
Right.
And I think it's perfect for them to pop down. Gigi Dolan and JC Jane could come up because they've got a built-in rivalry that they can resume.
Right.
Or they could become women, or they can work as a tag team. Just resume the women tag team again. They don't have to. They don't have to feud. I could see Lyra Valkyria making it. I think she's still got more to do. There's a bunch. Sol Ruka has been making a huge splash.
Yeah, I really like her. I think she's really cool.
Yeah, she popped out real quick, and I think she could be someone to start in that underdog, like to have the underdog status, or she could be a good fit with someone else in a tag team.
Yeah, for sure.
The mentor, the mentor in the women's division. I feel like the only way that their tag teams are going to get filled up is if they've got a little bit of the mentor student like combinations. They did it a bit. Natalia with what's her name? Tegan Nox.
Tegan Nox, yeah.
That they should have been a great tag team.
Another person I was just thinking of is when we could see a few returns with this draft as well. It'd be really cool to see Braun Strowman brought back, maybe.
Yeah, he's technically still considered on the Raw brand.
Yeah, he just had an injury for quite some time, but I'm hoping that he'd be near enough ready to come back soon. So that'd be cool if he was. Yeah,
there's a couple people that I forgot were still on the roster still.
Lexus King. I mean, I know he's not been in NXT for long, but he's the kind of guy I could just see really working on the main roster just so easily. I don't know. Yeah,
I could see him being a good foil. I could see him causing a ruckus. But I think he needs more time. I think
he probably does need more time. But I'm into him. I think he's really cool. I think he's good.
Yeah, I think if Natalia's going to stick around NXT for a little while, having Tegan Nox go back to NXT and feud with her could be good.
Yeah, for sure.
There's a lot we can see.
Yeah. But that's the draft.
Yeah.
Anything else on your list before we if not, we can maybe go into an interview.
Yeah, no, I think the next thing. What about what did we say that we were gonna do? We're gonna do the Xavier Woods one this time, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Let's do let's just play the interview that we did with Xavier Woods at WWE World, backstage at WWE World before the 2K WWE 2K24 tournament.
That's right.
Shout out to our friends Al and everybody at 2K Games.
Mm-hmm.
WWE 2K24, the highest rated 2K or WWE game in franchise history, available on all platforms now. DLC Pack 1, the ECW Punk Pack, is coming out May 15th.
May 15th.
Yeah.
That's super soon.
Super
and I
soon.
look forward to it because there's a lot
some-
of ECW guys on there.
Yeah. Well, we'll do some stuff. Apparently, the clip of Xavier Woods doing Batista's pyro intro and did the Dude Love ring dance.
Yeah.
Was getting some good traction too. So we're gonna do some more of that.
Yeah, for sure.
Anyway, here's our interview with Xavier Woods. Mark W. Hellborn, and I'm here with Xavier Woods.
Yes.
Xavier, you have a pre or post-match ritual.
My post-match ritual is showering because you don't smell good after wrestling. Pre-match, obviously stretching, and a little light meditation. Get your mind right, because if your mind's moving too fast, it's hard to calm down. Because out there in the ring, especially with all the people, like your adrenaline's going insane, your heart is racing, your mind is all over the place. So if you can calm it down a little bit, you can think a little bit clearer when you're going.
All right. If you could come out one time to any WWE Legends entrance, who would it be?
That's tough. Do I get the pyro too?
You get the whole thing. You get the WrestleMania entrance. Let's go with that WrestleMania entrance. If you could recreate that.
Dang. I don't know, dude. For the pyro, I want Batista.
All right.
Batista, yeah, with the pyro. But if there's no pyro, Dude Love.
All right.
Yeah.
Good.
Ooh, can I get a third?
You got as many as you want.
Billy and Chuck.
Okay.
Great song. Great song.
Billy Chuck.
Come out just hitting that Billy gun. We took a lot of that for New Day.
Cheesesteaks or cheesecakes?
Cheesesteaks.
Right.
But I love Golden Girls, so I appreciate cheesecakes.
What was the first album you remember buying?
Jamiroquai, Traveling Without Moving.
Okay.
Great album.
You have a favorite punk rock band?
Pixies.
All right.
Alec Eiffel's.
Favorite spread for your toast?
Butter. Yeah.
Have you ever recreated a real life match in WWE 2K?
Yes. I many times would create me winning King of the Ring, and then I did it in real life, so it feels pretty good.
Oh,
pretty good.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
All right. If you could add one more song to the 2K24 playlist, what would it be?
Is it Lil Scrappy? Money in the Bank? I got money in the bank. Shorty, what you think? It's just all the songs from the older SmackDown games.
Yeah.
SmackDown 06 specifically, that might be the best album, so I'll take that from SmackDown 6.
Have you ever completed a Savage Slim Jim in one sitting?
No, I can't say that I've tried.
Wearing socks to bed? Yes or no?
What's the temperature? No, it doesn't matter. No.
It doesn't matter. All right.
No.
And if you could one musical recommendation?
Don't Believe by Cherry Holmes.
All right.
Yeah, do you know Cherry Holmes?
I do not. So this is a
Bluegrass band.
Okay.
And it's incredible. Not Don't Believe, sorry. Sumatra. One of those.
Right.
They're just getting it. You can see them on the front porch just
Well, we'll be tagging them, so we'll.
perfect. Good.
Awesome.
Great band.
That's what we got, man.
Nice.
Thank you very
All right,
much.
Of course. Yes, I got one.
There it goes. All right, there was our interview with Xavier Woods.
He had some really fucking good answers actually, and I feel like of a lot of the people, like he really thought about his answers.
Yeah.
He really did think about his answers, and I appreciate that. I appreciate that a lot.
Yeah, we appreciate you, Xavier Woods.
Yeah,
A lot.
lovely guy.
Oh
Really.
man, yeah. I'm glad we kind of did a little just off the cuff one today.
This is the thing. You get us to sit us down and go talk about wrestling. Okay, all right, cool. it's easy because
for all of our new listeners, shout out to our shout outs. Let's do the shout outs real quick.
shout outs to anyone. I mean, we have surpassed 200 followers on Instagram this week.
Nice,
which is amazing.
New followers,
loads new. We had about maybe I don't know, about 15 to 20 new followers this past week. So if you're listening from Instagram, thank you very much. I've seen a distinct rise in our listenership.
I was going to shout out a bevy of our new followers because we jumped on Threads. We are up to 129 followers.
Amazing.
But then I looked at the first couple and I'm like, it's a porn bot. That's a porn bot. That's a porn bot. That's a porn bot.
But they all count.
They all count. Let me just look at ones that are real people. This one doesn't have a profile photo, so it's more likely a real person. PB309557. No, probably not. I don't know, maybe not. They've got no threads. It's John Good, PB309557. That's probably a spam account.
I got a few here. I got Freddie Eguan. I've got the Magic Tiki. I've got Zay Jordan.
Oh, the Magic Tiki. That's Bob. That's my good buddy Bob Patterson.
Oh, there you go. That's
great.
Hey,
Bob. Here's a real person. Heart Seth. Hear these thoughts on Threads. Just a pro wrestling content creator that don't take everything too seriously. Shout out to Hear These Thoughts.
Love it.
We
got
person.
Just a shout out generally to all of the new followers, all the new listeners that are following along with us. And
Philly Axel is a new follower on Threads.
It's a good name.
Dick Bill Jones.
Little
Braylon. The Melting Pat. Hey, it's Will.
Hey, Will.
Loki 17. Oh wait, no. That's a cat. I don't know. The profile photo is just a cat, so
fair enough.
So I'm just gonna assume that's a cat that's following us. Punks Talk Wrestling. Cats like wrestling, I guess.
Totally cool with that.
Sparkly Malarkey looks like a real person.
Sparkly Malarkey. It's also a good name.
Yeah. I'm Mattelfring. Oh wait, I'm Matt Elfring. I'm Mattelfring.
That's good.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Oh wait, that's definitely a porn bot. Right. Yeah.
Thank you to all the new listeners, all the new followers.
Thanks to all the followers.
Really appreciate it.
I'll pull all the. I'll delete all these bots and then I'll get a proper follower count.
Any other shout outs for yourself there?
We shouted out Al and 2K Sports. Shout out to I didn't have a Snickers, but we'll still shout them out. I didn't have a Slim Jim today, but we'll still shout out Slim Jims. Followers of the podcast. Make sure to interact with us on our social media platforms at Punks Talk Wrestling on Instagram and Threads and TikTok and Facebook. And we've got a patreon.com/Punks Talk Wrestling.
Hell yeah.
You can donate $1 that we'll put towards the podcast stuff.
We might just buy seltzers with it, but
we might buy seltzers. We might buy some C4 energy drinks because we ran out of free C4 energy cards that we got from the wonderful C4 energy people at WWE World. Yeah. What else? Next week.
We'll actually fulfill our obligation that we were meant to fulfill this week.
Yeah, this week we were originally going to do a review of Backlash 2017,
That's
only
right.
the greatest Backlash in all of history.
But what happened?
What happened was we received some of the worst news ever the other day that the modern day Maharaja Jinder Mahal was released from WWE. But we've decided, just like Jinder, we decided not to treat this negatively and not to be sad, but to be excited about what is to come.
That's right.
What will our modern day Maharaja Jinder Mahal find himself doing? Well, I think he's going to find himself becoming a champion. no matter where.
Somewhere.
We said former and future world champion Jinder Mahal. And
But we didn't say where.
We didn't say where. I'll tell you what. Jinder Mahal is one of the few people from WWE that is actually going to make me tune in to some other programming to see him.
You know, two places I actually can see him turning up, and
one
is TNA,
Absolutely.
and the other one is NWA.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to see.
God, I would love
with
to see him with 10
pounds of gold, man. That's right. You know what I'm saying?
10 pounds of Maharajan gold.
He would look good with that championship.
Dude.
He would look real good with that championship.
Yeah, we should. You know what? We should make a photo. We should make a Photoshop of that.
Yeah, because I think that's totally a thing.
Yeah, God, man, that would be so. That would be so good because I've wanted to get back into NWA anyway.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm gonna preemptively get back into NWA now.
Just for the anticipation.
So I can watch it when and if it happens. I should probably preemptively get into some TNA as well because I've been meaning to watch some Jordynne Grace matches anyway.
Yeah.
She's still the TNA women's champion, right?
She's still there. Yeah. I believe she is.
Cool.
Oh, and Matt Hardy just turned up back at TNA. Matt Hardy's back with TNA again.
I heard about that.
Broken Matt Hardy.
I heard about that. Welcome back, Broken Matt.
Because AEW did nothing with him. But that's another story for another time.
You know, but you know what? Good for him for getting that paycheck.
Yeah.
Good for him. He got
because Lord knows Tony Khan likes writing out paychecks.
He got some good paychecks with some light work.
Yeah.
No heavy. Didn't have to do any heavy lifting. It was
for too long. Yeah.
I'm once again I am so happy. I am so happy for all of the talent in AEW who's getting paid. Really good for them. Good for them. Get paid for your work.
Damn right.
So shout out to the entire AEW roster. Just to show our love for people getting paid for doing their work, doing what they love.
Yeah.
That's good to see. It's good, Still not going to watch it. Still not going to watch any of it because I can't stand the lighting and I can't stand anything about the product. But gotta love the guys getting paid. Yeah. So that's it. We didn't talk about the things that we can't talk about in regards to the inaugural Punks Talk Wrestling Superior Intellect in All Things Professional Wrestling and Phil Collins Championship match between the proper prick CJ Newman and the anonymous podcast critic.
And take a breath. But we will address that whenever we're able to.
We'll address that. Yeah, we'll address that again.
I mean, it just is
when we're legally when the NBA. Yeah, once the NBA has been lifted, and we can hashtag lift the NBA.
Lift the NBA.
I feel like there should be so much more. Like this is probably one of the shortest episodes we've done.
Yeah, it'd be one of the but that's okay. That's
okay, man.
I'm happy with that. It still be like an hour, I bet.
Yeah. Is there? Oh yeah, it'd still be. Yeah. I mean, is there anything? I don't think there's nothing else we missed.
I think we're good. I really do think we're good.
Yeah. You want to end it here?
Right here, right now.
Let's tell people what we want. Give we want. How can I
heard your lips just go. I was waiting for it.
Give me what I want. Give me what I want.